So like I've been digging into like manifestos and books of shadows and just like, I've always kept a journal my entire life. In fact, actually I'm this is uh one that I'm fixing. It's like a fairly blank one. It was one that I just started like to do. Anyway, point is I have all my other ones that are out and I've reached a point in my healing where I'm able to go back and read through those stories. I mean, that's just putting yourself back in the lion's den, right? You're literally throwing yourself back into your trauma cycles. So I had to do a lot of work in order to even be able to like desire, to even feel curious, to want to go in them. And so this led me to an important part. I was thinking, like the reason there are so many grimoires and books of shadows, think too, and because I want to like compile all the knowledge, but I'm like, oh, specifically for me, but it's important because my specific family lineage comes from a very, very specific and dominant, themes in our traumas: suppression, the witch wound, the sister wound, the patriarchy, sexual trauma and abuse and oppression and keeping it hush hush, and just those sexual dysfunctions that run within the family. And it's important for me to do this book because where at first I was thinking of like giving the world something that they can, but then I'm like, not everybody's lived experiences like mine, but all the women in my family lineage do have every single one of these traumas that I'm documenting, how I healed and the things I did and used as a way to leave a legacy for the women that, for those women who do come from my family lineage that do decide that they want to, explore these things. It's just available because I do believe that there's at least one of them, one of us that's gonna get to awakening, become aware. I know my mom was that. I know her younger sister was like that too, my aunt. And then I have a niece that's like us. And then, but anyway, so, but I don't want to force it on anybody. But if it comes like, so the family book will be there with all of our specific family lineage traumas and wounds and all the contracts and the ancestral wounds that I've uncovered that I have started working on, any breakthroughs that I have managed to do. And I think that's a really cool tool to be able to leave for the women in my family. Um, and as we continue awakening, it's just going to snowball. It's going to become more and more. So the farther back I can go with, backtracking, the more I can provide them. But I don't want to make things up. If it's something that like, okay, I've heard this, but I'm not sure, but we also have things like 23andMe and documents that I can, and I'm very good at making sure it's a non-biased and free of ego or judgment. It's a very neutral source, or it's just a fact. It's like a document, and I'm not telling you to subscribe to it one way or another. It's just, look here, this is it, and whatever. But yeah, so that's something that's really fun. And if you want to come and join us, I've been putting together this book. And now that I've finally like done enough healing that I can actually go and submerge myself back into those. But so I just picked this up. I got it from like Hobby Lobby or Michael's when they were doing like a clearance, when they stopped doing like scrapbooks. These just, it's a post bound system. So I started using this, and then like anytime I would find something that resonated or like that helped me understand my brain and what was going on in my lived experience, not what was available on mainstream media or the medical existing systems and psychology, like what made sense to me. Because there was one thing that I recognized is while I was trying to follow what was in place, it wasn't resonating. So I needed to make the executive decision that like, okay, yeah, I have confidence that maybe that might work for the majority of people, but me, I'm for somewhat, this ain't working for me. So things that did help were like the love David Hawkins levels of consciousness. That is like something that everybody needs to be familiar with, and Maslow's human hierarchy of needs. Um, so that I'll put in there. I also put like the moon phases, correspondences about the elements, things like that. I have numerology, and then I have emotional regulation charts. I have learning your states of mind, just any and everything that allowed me to find safety and just relax in my body, I went with. Um, and I even have like some things like I'll put artwork in here too. I mean, I am an artist, and then Medusa, like the deities that came forth, Medusa, Lilith, Morrigan, Mary Magdalene, Kali, Isis, um, all of those women kept popping up, and so like I decided, let me just go and look, and then sure enough, all of their stories, my family lineage, trauma, all those things. Anyway, and then so I put in like cheat sheets for astrology correspondences and like planets and and then like learned on auras and just different correspondences like hydration, auras, tea magic, rose water, and then circle casting. And then I have like some recipes for like ceremonial cacao and matcha and different things. So that way, like I know that the things that are active and current and present in my reality right now, no matter if I like them, judge them, accept them, I'm ashamed of them, embarrassed of them, they are here, okay? And I know that I have the current mental health and psychology system that has failed me but is there. And I also know that I'm feeling guided and led towards this other spiritual side that is causing, my brain to expand in ways that I hadn't anticipated. But I know that the relief that I'm getting from what I'm doing now is uncomparable to what exists to the public today. So yeah, like if you want to come and join in on just conscious conversations, I am all down for it. I have a small studio in my little town, and I'm there. You're more than welcome to pop in, pop out. And I would like to start, meeting once a week at least with people that are local to my area that have realized they are experiencing some kind of awakening, whether that's in your mind, your body, or your heart, and just realize that nothing's really off the table. You're just here for a conversation. You're more than welcome to come. So comment, message me, email me, get in touch with me however you need to, or come stop by, whatever. I am just ready to stop being embarrassed of this messy, chaotic, misunderstood brain, and now I'm just wanting to find others like me.